Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, my lovely students. How are you today? Today, inshallah, I will teach you Super Goal 6 for the third intermediate grade in the second semester. So, okay, look what do we have here. Chapter 6, Cultural Shock. So, we have here listen and discuss. We have here some cultures, as you can see. We have here England. We have here Mediterranean countries. We have here Japan, Asian countries, and we have here, as you can see, Mexico, India, and Germany, and China. So we have a different countries, and each country has its own culture. Okay, so now, first of all, what does culture mean? Culture, it means customs of the country. For example, our culture is based on Islamic values and let's say Al-Quran wa Sunnah. Okay, so culture, it means الثقافة. Okay, in Arabic. Okay, my lovely students, now I will turn on the audio. I want you to listen and follow.
Unit 6, Culture Shock, pages 58 and 59. 1. Listen and discuss.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you are visiting a new place, you should try to act as the local people do. Here are some tips.
In England. In England, it's customary to say please, thank you, excuse me, and sorry. It's polite to say excuse me if someone is blocking your way, and sorry if you accidentally bump into someone. And remember to stand in line, or as the British say, queue up, and wait your turn patiently. It's a good idea to talk about the weather, a favorite topic of conversation with the British.
In Mediterranean countries. Eating dinner late is a common custom in Mediterranean countries, such as Italy, Greece, and Spain. No one goes out for a meal before 9 p.m., and most restaurants stay open past midnight. It is also common for people in these countries to take an afternoon break. Many stores close for 3 hours in the afternoon, allowing workers to eat with their family, rest, and return to work relaxed.
In Japan. In Japan, be prepared to exchange personal or business cards. When a person gives you a card, don't put it in your pocket right away. The person expects you to read it and even comment on it. It is impolite not to do so.
In Asian countries. In many Asian countries, people eat with chopsticks. It's not polite to play with chopsticks or to cut and spear food with them. It's rude to leave them standing up in a bowl of rice. When not using your chopsticks, place them on the chopsticks holder. If you can't manage to eat with them, it's advisable to ask for a spoon or a fork.
In Mexico. In Mexico, all university graduates have a title, and they usually expect you to use it. Don't forget to call a university graduate, such as a lawyer or an engineer, licenciado.
In India. Removing shoes before entering a home is customary in India. In fact, it is common practice in many parts of the world. Try not to spread dust and mud in the house and on the carpets of your host.
In the United States and China. In the United States, remember to make sure you tip porters, taxi drivers, and waiters. Waiters expect to get a tip that is 15% of the cost of your meal. China is one of those wonderful countries where tipping is not practiced, and almost no one asks for tips.
In Germany. Being punctual is important to Germans. For business meetings, it is a good idea to arrive a few minutes early. Hosts also expect their guests to be on time. Being late or rushing makes a bad impression.
Okay, my lovely students, let's now comprehension. Answer yes or true or false. We have a 6. It is not a good idea to discuss the weather in England. Of course, it is false. It is a good idea. As you can see here, look what do we have here. It is a good idea to talk about the weather in England. So British, as you know. Very good. Then look what do we have here. You are accepted to take off your shoes in India home. Yes, of course. Look here. We have here Indian home. Very good. Number 3. Make sure you call everyone in Mexico. Listen though. No, of course not everyone. Just the university graduates have a title, as you can see. Not everyone. Be sure to carry business cards with you in Japan. Yes, of course, as you can see here. Look what do we have here. In Japan, the person accepts you to when a person gives you a card, don't put it in your pocket, right? The person accepts you to read it, even comment on it, okay? And look what do we have here. Be sure to carry, no, remember not to be late for an appointment in Germany. Yes, so they like to be on time, as you can see here. Being late or rushing makes a bad impression. The last one, for you should always remember to tip in China. Of course, false, as you can see here. So look here, they don't like it actually. Okay, my lovely students, let's now move to grammar, as you can see in front of you. After that, we will take a grammar. Look what do we have here. Grammar. We have here verb plus infinitive. So what does infinitive mean? Infinitive, it means if we have a to plus the verb in the past form. This is infinitive. To plus the verb in the past form. Okay. The infinitive form can follow certain verbs. So we have a certain, or we have some specific verbs that we have use infinitive after them or with them, including the new ones below. So we have here some of them. So we have afford, choose, decide, accept, forget, hope, plan, manage, offer, promise, refuse, remember, and try. Okay, look what do we have here. We have here some examples, as you can see. Look here. Okay. We didn't accept, so we have accept. So after accept, we have the infinitive to and the verb in the past form. They managed to get an aerial flight. So we have here managed. Then we have here after that to get infinitive. The airline refused. We have here refused. Then we have here infinitive to pay for our hotel, as you can see. I didn't remember to bring my toothbrush. So we have here remember. After remember, as you can see, we have here to bring. Okay, infinitive. She tried to sleep, as you can see, to sleep on the plane, but she couldn't, as you can see in front of you. Very good. Then look what do we have here. Verb plus noun or pronoun and infinitive. So in Latin American families allow. So we have here, as you can see, allow. Okay, we have here allow. Then children, we can put here noun. After that, we can put noun, but we have to also use infinitive. As you can see, verb plus noun or a pronoun, then we have an infinitive. Okay, so allow the children to stay up late. Then look what do we have here. The second example. In China, we have here people don't accept. So we have to accept. After that, we have a pronoun. Then we have an infinitive. Okay, as you can see, verb, pronoun or noun, then infinitive. Okay, very good. So we have an accept verb, we have a pronoun you, and we have an infinitive like to, tip, as you can see in front of you. Very good. Then look what do we have here. We have here it is plus infinitive. It is polite to. Then you can use it is. Then after that you can use the infinitive. It is polite to. It is rude to, and so on. You can see here. It is advisable to. It is a good idea to. So you can use this for advice. try to, try not to, remember to, don't forget to, make sure to, be sure to. We use this for advice. Then look, what do we have here? Gerund as subject. So what does gerund mean? Gerund, if we add ing, okay? If we add ing, this is gerund. If we add ing, this is gerund. So what does gerund mean? If we add ing to the verb. Okay, look, what do we have here? Traveling. We have here traveling. We add ing here, right? So it will be gerund. Traveling is a good way to learn about other cultures. Okay, look, what do we have here? Tipping. We add ing. Is not a common in Japan. So it is as a subject at the beginning. We can use gerund at the beginning of the subject, at the beginning. Look, what do we have here? Make sentences. Use infinitives at it is where it is necessary. We have here 6 sentences. Good idea, follow local customs. So we will use it is a good idea to. So to follow local customers. We managed to get seats on the crowd bus. We managed to. So we have here verb managed. Then we have to use infinitive after that. So we'll say to get seats on the crowded bus. Not advisable, carry a lot of money. It is not advisable to. So we have advisable. So after that we will use infinitive to carry a lot of money. Make sure tip taxi drivers. Make sure. So this is advice, as you can see. To, we will use infinitive. To tip taxi drivers. Try stay in places that are safe. Try to stay in places that are safe. We have a try to stay. It is like advice in places that you ask that are safe. Polite, stand in line for a bus. It is polite to stand in line for a bus. Very good. Then let's now move here. After that, we will take language and context, as you can see. Look, what do we have here? Language and context. Listen, discuss with a partner how people handle the following situation in your country. Look, what do we have here? Discuss how people handle the following situation in your country. Look, what do we have here? Standing in line. Okay, standing in line to catch the bus common, or it is not a common for people to stand in line to catch the bus. Tipping, for example, you would say tipping. It is a common in our tipping. So it's and with ing. So you say tipping. It is a common in our country, or you can say it is not a common. It is not a common in our country. Then shaking hands. So shaking hand. It is a common in our country, or it is. It is not common for people to shake hands in our country, and so on. So you will do this by yourself, and we will discuss it with your partner, with your friends. Then after that, we have a listening, as you can see. Listen to the advice about traveling to the United States. So answer yes or false. So we will listen now to advice. If you want to travel to the United States, that you have to follow it. Then we will put true or false according to the audio. So are you ready? Very good. So let's start now. I will turn on the audio. I want you to listen and to answer listening number 5 according to that audio. Are you ready? Very good. So let's start.
Page 62. 5. Listening. Listen to the advice about traveling to the United States. Then answer true or false.
There are certain things that you should be aware of when you travel to a foreign country. Patterns of behavior that are acceptable in your country may actually be insulting to people in other cultures. Body language also varies. Gestures that mean one thing in your culture may not be understood or may have a different meaning in another culture. If you're going to travel to the U.S. as a tourist, as a student, or on business, it's advisable to observe the following. Americans usually shake hands when they first meet people and business acquaintances. They greet others by making eye contact and smiling, and it is also common to introduce people using first names. In general, they like to keep their distance and are uncomfortable if someone moves in really close. The acceptable distance is approximately 40 centimeters, about an arm's length. Americans are very punctual and are not tolerant of lateness for social occasions, and especially for business meetings. Being late for a meeting or an appointment is considered a sign of disrespect. Most business entertainment takes place in restaurants. It is not common for Americans to bring business into their homes. When they become friends, they might invite colleagues for a meal to their house. Guests are not expected to bring gifts, but a small token, such as chocolates or flowers, is usually well received.
Okay, my lovely students, let's what do we have here? Gestures are very similar to all over the world. Of course, it will be false. Americans usually introduce themselves with their last names. No. So Americans like to stand really close when they are talking to others. No, they want to stay afar. People are accepted to arrive on time at all events in the United. Yes, it is polite for house guests to give a small gift in the United States. Of course, it is yes. Also here in Saudi Arabia. Then we have here pronunciation. As you can see, listen. Notice how to is reduced and pronounced quickly. Then practice. So if you pronounce to, so we pronounce it quickly, okay? So like it is polite to shake hands, okay? Look here, to. We pronounce it quickly. So now I will turn on the audio. I want you to listen and to notice with me.
Page 62. 6. Pronunciation. Listen. Notice how to is reduced and pronounced quickly. Then practice.
It's polite to shake hands. It's advisable to study the customs. It's impolite to stare at someone. It's common to exchange business cards.
Okay, my lovely students, actually we are done now. So thank you so much and have fun.